Yeah, I'm a lawyer and I'm in politics.
And I work in politics too. I work for the governor. So,
Do you have any kind of like predictions about the elections?
I think it's going to end up being Trump and Biden again,
Uh-huh.
and we'll see. I don't think anybody likes either of them.
Really? What do you want to change the most back in your state or country as a politician, future politician? Can I ask you, where are you from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Can I first ask, why did you came to Japan?
So our friend's 40th birthday party.
Oh, really?
So we had a group of 12 of us.
So traveling and birthday parties?
Yeah, traveling in for the birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is that friend from like back in the
From
country?
Louisiana.
From
too.
Louisiana.
Yeah, we went to
Mhm.
college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. How long is your stay?
A little less than 2 weeks.
12 days.
So we're traveling in Tokyo, and then we're gonna go to Niseko. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go skiing.
Skiing,
So
how does
yes,
it smell?
we leave tomorrow to go to Niseko.
When did you arrive to Japan?
We arrived on Wednesday. Really, it's a day earlier back home, so it's really Friday back home. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are you okay with your jet lag?
No.
No,
We woke up at 3:30 in the morning the
Really?
first morning, and then I slept for 11 hours the other day. I fell asleep at 5 o'clock this time and woke up at like 5 a.m. in the morning. So
we're still dealing with
still
it.
dealing with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask, what do you do for work back in your country?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer and I'm in politics.
And I work in politics too. I work for the governor.
So are you trying to go on an election in the future?
Probably.
Probably.
I just ran for something,
Mhm.
and then I'll probably run for something
Okay. For state first?
statewide. Yeah,
Mhm.
didn't win.
Next time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's election year in the
In-
States.
in-
Yes.
in the
Yes. In the
States, yeah.
States. Yes.
Do you have any kind of like predictions about the elections?
I think it's going to end up being Trump and Biden again,
Uh-huh.
and we'll see. I don't think anybody likes either of them.
Really?
Well, Biden's polling pretty low right now,
Mhm.
so we'll see.
I mean-
I feel like we've been so enveloped in state politics that I kind of forget about federal politics. But you're right, it's an election year, so
Back in your state, is it which party is like more?
Republican. Trump's
Yeah.
very popular in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Trump's very popular in Louisiana.
Like,
He actually endorsed our current governor, and I assume our current governor will endorse him as well. So
Okay.
they're very close.
I mean, politics is kind of a big thing in the U.S., but in Japan, there's not a lot of people vote.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of elderlies. The old people has like more population, so even the young people vote. Their like opinion doesn't really go to the government. I think that's one of the reasons why Japanese youth doesn't vote. Is there any kind of similar problem in America about voting?
This last election cycle in Louisiana was really, really low turnout. So
Okay.
you're seeing a lot of apathy just towards politics in general.
Uh-huh.
Like people don't like the direction
Uh-huh.
where we're headed generally. You know, if you
Mhm.
ask people, do you think we're heading in the right direction? Most people will tell you no. You know, and so I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the main problem in that part?
Like in getting voters engaged.
Uh-huh.
People feeling like the person they support is actually going to move in the direction that they want. I
Yeah.
think most people think they might like a certain person, but they don't actually have faith that they're going to change it.
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
the problem.
yeah, it's giving them someone that they think's worth going out and going to vote for.
That too. Yeah. That
Yeah.
too.
What do you think? What could change that kind of problem? What is the
Also, I think it's people feeling like it's already written, and so they feel like their vote isn't worth anything anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's led to a lot of apathy towards it. But as far as change, I feel like it could be more of like a cultural change. I think maybe stemming from like the federal level and going down to a state level. But as far as change, I think it's really the people that we're electing and the people that become candidates. And like when Trump first ran in 2015 when he first ran,
Yeah.
there was so much excitement and everyone turned out to vote. But then I think since then we've just lost that.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard. I think ultimately voters want to know that their vote counts. Number one, that hey, it matters
Yeah.
if I go vote. That's a big deal. And secondly, that if they really get behind somebody, they're going to follow through with the promises.
Yeah.
And so few politicians follow through with promises. I think that's really what would help a lot. If those two things change, how do you change that? I mean, it's extremely difficult. That's a generational probably change.
Yeah.
But for younger people, I'm younger. I got in politics young. I think younger people feeling like someone's going to represent their views, I think is a big part of it too.
What do you want to change the most back in your state or country as a politician, future politician?
I mean, I think core things, like in Louisiana, we need better infrastructure, better education, and less crime. Like the just basic things that most people want.
That you'll have, honestly.
Yeah, that here, y'all check a lot
Yeah.
of those boxes. Yeah, and from a country's perspective, I just want to, I'm always in favor of somebody who's going to be more business friendly. I want an environment that you can start a business and
Yeah.
succeed. That's what I want to see.
I mean, there's a lot of like international affairs in this kind of era, and I think a lot of bad news is coming in. So I think like the relation between citizens on countries are might not be well as before. Do you have that kind of understanding, or is it, or
I mean, like in the U.S., you know, other countries are very villainized a lot of the time, unless you're the Western countries that are just have close language associations and a lot of trade. Everybody else is villainized a lot,
Okay.
you know. But a lot of Americans don't leave America,
Okay.
you know. So I think it's a lot of closed-mindedness.
I agree.
Last question. Even the the government is not going really well. As a citizen, we could do things, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any like opinions what we could do as a citizen?
Educate.
Educate.
You know, I think so few people actually understand, you know, what are some of the core problems that are facing countries and states, and just education about what needs to be done. You know, most people, if you ask them, hey, what needs to be fixed, they really can't articulate a good answer to you. So that to me is the biggest thing. Yes, voters need to educate themselves, and then I think that drives you to go vote. You know, once you learn what the issues are and you figure out who's pushing what you're attracted to, what you want to see done, I think that's what leads to voter engagement.
I think also engaging the youth. I feel like our youth have really fallen off with voter engagement and engagement at all in our country, and I think re-engaging them and showing them viable sources to be able to vote is really important as well, because now we have social media running rampant, and we allow our children to get on social media at such a young age, and they're infiltrated with all of these thoughts and ideas that maybe aren't actually true, and I think that's become a really big problem that I really don't know the answer to. So I think that goes into all that.
What's interesting is that, you know, like, so we have our presidential elections coming up. Most people think Biden and Trump are going to be in the runoff, or to run for the election, win their primaries, and most people have a preference on one. I have a preference on one, but most people I talk to aren't happy with either.
Right.
You know, and so that, I think that's going to drive down turnout too. I think a lot of people are going to be like, if that's their choices, I'm just not going to vote, which is sad, you know, which goes to the point of your whole conversation.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, very welcome.
It was a great time
Thank
with
you.
you, and I hope you for your next election.
Yeah.
Will
Oh, I
be
appreciate you. Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you so much.
頑張ったね